Good afternoon. It is me, Angie, here from Learn Love Tarot to bring us messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and of the planetary bodies surrounding us. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical. Do know that whenever you find it is when you are meant to. Today, I'm going to be focusing on Venus and Libra because that is her favorite place to be other than Taurus, which she co-rules along with Libra. So we're going to be asking a few of the same questions of each sign. The first one, because we have the the new moon here coming up for Leo, that is going to be a new moon eclipse on the 12th. And that's going to be a super powered wishing moon for Libras. So it's the two signs after the energy of the moon for the new moons. Well, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Thank you for being here. So we're going to start off with Leo energies. If you are a Leo rising, that's going to put Venus and Libra sitting in your 11th house of friends, community, and good fortune. So we will see where we go here today. We do have Venus trining with the Hindu healer and Aquarius, where we have Pluto sitting currently. Okay, little predetermined message here, Leo. We got an Eight of Swords about a decision you've been going back and forth on. Which pentacle are you going to choose here? It looks like you may choose the one with the most collaboration or the new collaboration, and that's going to be driven by the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. Speaking of Gemini, we've also got a test in Mars and Gemini happening through Tuesday. So the day after you see this message, if you're seeing it today, then we're going to be having this test and the symbol of bathing beauties, where we evaluate the standards in order to create principles that define who we are. Okay, Leo. So I'm going to be looking at what is Leo releasing? What is Leo releasing? What is Leo releasing during the time of Venus and Libra? So you got the bucket stick here. And I know it's only noon, but so I'll say F it stick. How about that? North Node in Leo. Oh boy, Miss Peg. My first house is in Leo. So this Venus energy is going to be blowing up community energies. And then if that is your North Node, I'm excited to see how that's going to be affecting you there. So guys, it looks like here in the Leo portion of our chart, we're ready to release an energy of stuckness. So it looks like your creativity is coming back online here, and it may even have to do with this past life energy because of those Egyptian pyramids. We do have, again, the new moon in Leo conjunct. The big hand meets the little hand with the moon on the 12th. And that's going to activate themes of release because the South Node is in Leo. So wherever this is in your chart, you'll be releasing, it looks like, some kind of stagnancy as far as your creativity. And this could be a spark or a new interest here regarding something from your past, from the past South Node. That's being driven. Yeah, whatever you are letting go of here currently, Leo, is why you have this passion for the new spark. Now, it does look like in order for you to grab this wand that you had to allow something else to go, which could be here. We've got some love energy from a Queen of Cups. So a Tower with a Queen of Cups in your environment could be what this new choice of action is all about. And we do have today's energy here of the power red root chakra with that decision. And that decision may have to do, like I said, with a past life lover here, because we have the tulips on the magician's cloak, denoting that. So what you might be releasing here is a partnership of some kind, or this could be also releasing a past life energy that you know has come back or re-entered into your life. Okay, let me look at what skills you need to develop here, Leo, while Venus is in Libra in that 11th house. What skills do you need to develop here? Right here. Well, decision making. So again, there's the red root chakra. We do have a new 9-day cycle starting at the time of this reading. You may be a life path one because today is about the red root chakra. So this might be happening for you on a 2-day, but the skills to learn to develop about Venus in Libra here are going to be about choosing the new, if it's something new that we want, rather than holding on to the old wand of the past. I feel like that's what you are releasing here, as we just talked about, and may cause this tower energy. Now, what we might choose new here is there's the Mars and Gemini test that I was just talking about, the 10 of Swords. So the skills that you can develop, let go of what has already died, what has already put 10 swords in your back. Perhaps in the past, that's what's caused a tower before. I want to get a second card. Yeah, any kind of confusion or emotional fragmentation because of this ending. It looks like you're stepping into the skills you're developing here, Leo, are making decisions quicker. Okay. And let's look at our last few questions. If there's a little side message there. Yep. And ending confusion here, making a new decision, stop focusing on what had happened was in the past with this 10 of Swords. And then we've got this beautiful energy there. There's your fire energy here coming in. That could have to do with the opposition, the balanced energy there of the Libra Aries axis, because this is an Aries energy here. And remember that the fire and air is going to be pulling pretty heavy on you as well, because we have that Pluto in Aquarius opposing. That's going to be trining with Venus energy. And that's about understanding the necessary lessons that will heal ourselves of this distortions of light. So your light hasn't been taken here just because something has ended. It's up to us to do that 180 pivot here and use that as our power, because with this eclipse energy, the with the new moon in Leo is all about confidence being the key to your success. So this is the skill that you're developing during Venus and Libra here, Leo. Now let's look at what you are healing here, this 5 of Cups. What are you healing here, Leo? And then we're going to look at what you're calling in and what you're moving toward. What is Leo healing? What are we healing in the Leo portions of our chart where we've needed confidence? Certainly, what can you be healing with your Venus energies moving through that 11th house of friends and community, also of good fortune? So what you're healing here is this raising consciousness energy. That would be the Pluto energy that I was just referring to. Also with that energy trining Venus, the symbol there is about learning the deepest mysteries so that we can form spiritual communion with others. And we are showing that here, that we're healing spiritual community or community energies. And there is the beautiful Aquarian energy that I was just talking about that's coming in as a Hindu healer. And then we've got the air trine finishing off here with the Lovers energy. So what you're healing is how you wish, how you meditate, how you connect to your higher consciousness here. That's beautiful energy. And then actually get things that you want coming in. So I feel like you're honing that skill, especially with the skill of confidence. This is about powerful change here on that Leo eclipse. Let's look at what you are calling in, Leo. What are we calling in? Okay, you're calling in some money, honey. More Venus energy there with that King of Pentacles, because that would denote Taurus. So maybe you're calling in a one-to-one committed partnership here. Okay, because the King and Queen of Pentacles for me are all about long-term relationships. So we've also got the Page of Cups, may require some kind of forgiveness energy before we can take this new leap of faith towards the sun, because the moon will be eclipsing the sun on this powerful eclipse where we can expect powerful change. And that could be a change here. You're calling in a partnership because you're like, where's everybody at? I'm sitting here in my Venus energy. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to be calling in these energies, and I'm just observing, and I got a bunch of crickets here so far. So it does look like you are calling in partnership, and it looks like your energy is ready for it here. You're in observation mode. It looks like where are we going next here? So the sun and moon in alignment right here is what we're calling in. This may be even happening. Maybe this is news coming to you about this Venus energy, about this partner. And that could happen with that eclipse energy, or that could be, again, like I said over here, we're releasing this past life relationship, or we're calling it in. And it does take strength here to either push something away from us equivalently as we would do to call it in. And last question, what are you moving toward then this month? And we'll get some advice and move on to our next sign. Thanks for being here with me. What you moving toward this month? You're moving towards your Nine of Cups. You're moving towards your wish fulfillment here, Leo. So in order to reach that wish fulfillment of the ninth cup, that big dipper in the sky here, you have to put your back toward and walk away from what has been disappointing here in the past. And it could be a water energy, doesn't have to be. You're walking towards your nine cups because you want alchemy, you want diplomacy, you want fair balance in this relationship. And it looks like as you're walking away from what you don't want, here's what's coming towards you here. A person who is not only very emotionally intelligent, but we got some fiery passion, and they're coming in hot here. All right, let's get some advice for you for the time of Venus and Virgo, Venus and Libra here for Leos. Advice for Leos, please and thank you. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. Again, if you're a rising Leo, then this Venus energy is going to be affecting your 11th house. Okay. Advice for Leo, please and thank you. Next up, Virgo. All right. Today we do have, even on this red day of power, we've got a double Wheel of Fortune energy. So I've completed a graphic. I'll be posting it here later after the live of the fates, the three sisters of faith. Well, hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Hi, hi, hi. We've got one sister of the fates that measures our life. We've got another sister of the fates that cuts. And we have I believe it's Clothos, the moon energy, the super consciousness that spins that thread of fate for us. Boy, oh boy, Leo. Feels like you're a little unsure. Okay, you're unsure whether something's going to go the distance. We have been seeing this card so much, you guys, especially when you all are here on the live with me. It's a 47 energy of you're almost there. I believe that's a Beck song. He's going the distance. He's going for speed, right? And maybe you feel like you've been going, and you're tired here, and you're finally like, okay, that's not very satisfying. So you are finally walking away from those dissatisfied emotions. And here we go here with what you're calling in as this new start, this leap of faith. this partnership energy. And there, in essence, we have a second Fool's energy of getting ready to take the leap. Like you're on the tippy toes, you're on the precipice here. That is the 36 card. If you'd like to look that up, this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and you'll be able to get a financial message, a general message, and a love message there. If you feel like you're still in a bit of that Five of Cups over a past ending, you might want to read the protection message there. Okay, Leos, I hope that helps out. Let me go ahead and get the table clear. Let me know if you have any questions. I am happy to answer them today. Virgos, you are up next. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I'll grab my earthy deck. And we're going to be asking those same, same 5 questions. Okay. Next up for Virgos. Now, Virgo, your Libra energy is going to be showing up in your second house of earned income. And that's also your house of self-esteem. Okay. So we will shuffle the fire deck when we come back around to the next fire sign. Virgo here, grabbing the earth deck. All right. For Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus energies. Again, looking at the Virgo, looking at that second house of earned income. So that could be affecting your finances here. Could also be an increase in self-esteem since Venus just left your sign. Virgo, you are the alchemist, and you'll see mushrooms there of communication denoting that mercurial energy. So Virgos, you're coming up as what you're releasing this month. Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, and Five of Swords. Okay, so we've learned a lesson or two. Don't take this the wrong way because we all have Virgo in our chart. So especially with self-esteem or this earned income here, maybe getting into something too fast before we vet the person or the company. In the heart of that, there's definitely a lesson learned here. That's the guru, the shaman, the guide of the Hierophant energy. So we are releasing, moving towards change, the 5 of change so quickly. I think it feels like you're taking longer to vet energy because perhaps in the past, when we took off super fast towards something, that could have ended in a 5 of Swords. Again, we didn't really vet that out properly. Something here you're releasing also what did not turn out for your best and highest good. Now, book ending, or there was some kind of struggle here with heading towards a new dream, because remember the 5 of Wands is all about that's the first attempt that we're making to form a new dream or form a star with those sticks. So you got three 5s out of 4 cards here, Virgo. So that's a lot of change. The 15, that might be a pattern for you of the devil energy. And it looks like here, someone around you either stood their ground. Okay, this could have been a person that fought back because you wanted to move quickly towards something, and they had something that they had to run their mouth about it. They had something to say. Somebody might have put up a boundary over your new sense of direction here, because it's definitely a lesson learned. And then we've got the Temperance energy, which is a 14 card. So in essence, you've got 4 5 cards here. So the 20 of Judgment, and there's the Strength energy, and I just got done mentioning those mushrooms. So communication trying to come in your way, perhaps you're taking a little bit longer here to make a decision because you allowed the words or the promises of this person or decision, okay, whatever this situation was, you allowed their words instead of your own energy. It feels like it just was something not vetted. You're releasing the need to either over vet it just feels like you've moved towards something too quickly here. And I don't know if it's a person yet. It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like a boundaries thing here. Feels like a boundaries thing. Okay, let's keep going. I want to know what skills Virgo can develop to support themselves while Venus is in Libra. What skills can Virgos develop wherever Virgo's sitting in your chart? That's a big old chunk. Communication energies. So not flying off at the mouth too quickly here regarding our truth. It looks like here, yes, you can talk about your truth, but also have that grounding energy and maybe realize that not everybody is ready to transform as quickly as you. And yes, you are coming in here as the skill of someone very nurturing in your communication, but you also say the truth here. You're not hiding the truth about either a Three of Wands, a new direction, or calling in your legacy. This is about you really working on your communication skills here. I mean, we talked about the mercurial energy over here with the mushrooms, and driving that skill that you're developing. Here is the 10 of Wands. So you're no longer carrying the burden here of being the mother goose or the mother hen to everyone around you. This is about taking care of you. Okay. And then there's the justice energy. So that whatever you were willingly carrying the burden of, especially in any kind of collaborations, it's kind of like, when you're in school and you get partnered assignments and someone's not doing the work. This is about like, instead of going, oh, just let me do it. I know what I'm doing here. You're allowing yourself to not take on the work. Maybe it requires you trusting the people here that are kind of arguing with you, bickering back and forth. But as soon as you stop carrying the burden of, I have to be the mom to everyone, whatever kind of group that may be, even in partnerships, not sexy, right? You're releasing that, and that's the skill that you're gaining here of more balance. I know what I can possibly carry. And if it doesn't align with my truth, I say my piece and they can do what they're going to do, but I'm still making sure that we can get a good grade, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do all the work of it. Okay. Took a minute there to get that one out. Virgo, what are you healing? What is Virgo healing while Venus is in Libra? What is Virgo healing? Working on healing here. We got our flippers. Yeah, Ace of Cups energy. I mean, you keep getting a lot of chunks. You have a lot to say here, Virgo. Wherever Virgo's sitting in your chart, it feels like it's a very, very busy part of our chart currently. Now, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, there's that little bit of a repeater from the Leo message walking toward the Nine of Cups. You're already here. So you're releasing someone from your 10 of Cups, because tarot math, we've got an ace here and a 9. So you're releasing some kind of somebody that you know in your peer groups or in the group of circle of friends. Again, because you've been carrying the load. So coming back to releasing the need to do all the work, no matter how long it takes you to get there, right? You're like, I've got all the skill. I'm the one with all the skills, though, Ange. But that doesn't mean you have to do all the work. Yeah, that's the end of that. So this is what are we healing here? We are healing the need to keep everybody that we've ever gathered in our circle of friends or the people that we care about. We're allowing them here to take on some of the burden, even if it takes longer to get to that new start that you want, because you understand you just cannot sustain carrying all the load. That's why we tend to kind of hang on to cycles that are ready to release as well. I mean, Virgo is a very loyal sign. Let's look at Virgo here, what you are calling in then. What are you calling in? You're definitely kicking someone out of the group somewhere. You're letting that go. Okay, what are you calling in? What are Virgos calling in? Your own energy. So we've got the Hermit energy. That's a big time healing energy. The biggest card of healing, I feel, because it could denote you've been through a dark night of the soul here, and you're calling in the wisdom gained from that. It's the ninth step. So you might be a life path 9 as well. Keep that in mind. That's a tough life path. Because it's the last one on the step of that higher learning. Now that is being driven by what have you learned here? What wisdom have you gained from what's left you out in the cold in the past here? You're onto a new castle. And they are all night cards. It's very interesting to me. What you're calling in is maybe having to leave something behind because you've seen this story one too many times. And I don't know if you need help with getting away from something, like maybe you have to leave in the dark for some reason here in order for a situation to do a 180. In order for you to get a new perspective, you're like, I just got to get out. I just got to get out. We'll look at, what are you moving towards here? Where are you going, Virgo? Where's Virgo going here on this new castle? This has been a plan that's been a brewing here for a while. The 7 of Pentacles. So what you're moving toward is something that you've already had the irons in the fire about. Yeah, you're getting away in the night. It's what it feels like here. So if you know any Virgos, please check in on them, especially if they're a heavily placed Virgo. It looks like they've been through it here, guys. So they could be moving away from an Aries energy, or they're moving away from a volcano that's been simmering here before it blows, because it looks like this situation this has been brewing a while. It's been culminating, and you're like, that volcano is going to blow. I gotta get out of here. So you're enacting the plan, this plan of escape, this plan of leaving on for a new journey, leaving behind what was not sustaining you. You've learned this lesson already. I told you you're kicking someone out of your crew here, Virgo. Wow. All right. Well, let's get some advice for you. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? That's going to be a super interesting Leo North. If your Leo's the North node and it's in the South node, anxious to see how the next 18 months is going to be. All right. Advice for Virgo, please, and thank you, Spirit. Wherever Virgo is sitting in your chart, definitely leaving something behind in that Virgo area of your chart. Okay, so advice is to be flexible here. Looks like there's a bit of a maze. And maybe if we learned in the past here that even if we were the ones that were willing to do the work of the whole project, we're learning how to let other voices come in here. 19 card being the sun energy. That's pointing me to this Leo eclipse here. Confidence is key, but there's powerful change coming here in your masculine energy. You're in action, and it might be in secret, Virgo, but I would certainly look up both of these cards. Again, that's going to be coming from Wisdom of the Oracle. So Google the card name Flexible, followed by the Oracle deck title, as well as this Yang energy and your environmental energy. That could be what you're leaving behind. And we've got the chaos and conflict. Okay, it feels like you're kicking a person out of your garden, whatever garden that may be, whatever life area of that chart that is for you. Okay, Virgo energies, I hope that helped you out there. Next up, Libra. Okay, Libra, your energy is going to be definitely amped up for today. And you probably already felt it over the weekend because of these outer generational planets are trining and opposing, balancing with your energy today. So those will all be in my notes here for you. Let me get my air deck for you here. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Libras. Libras, we got Venus in your sign. You are trining with Aquarian energy. Venus is trining with Pluto. And then later on tonight, will oppose or balance with Gemini. Or excuse me, the Aries, Neptune and Aries at the fifth symbol. So fives of change. All right, Libra. So if you are a Libra rising, then that means this is affecting your first house. Okay, Libra risings, you're learning how to Libra this lifetime. Your avatar of life is having a Libra experience, and then your sun sign would be the energy that's operating that avatar. Ace of Wands, wow, could be behind closed doors, Libra. There was Chiron, the healer, with the 17 card, as I was just talking about Pluto and Aquarius, where your energy is trining. Okay. Ace of Wands, you could be healing some energy there with an Aquarian. Doesn't have to be. We're all affected by that generational energy. This will be in my write-up today. This is very, very card. So what are you releasing this month, Libra? You are releasing something that you deem was fated and destined there with the Wheel of Fortune. We do have double Wheel of Fortune energy at the time of this reading. And the Six of Cups is a nostalgic energy. Here, the swan are made up of bones. It's not an actual swan. It's like something that has sung its last song. Okay, so it feels like you're releasing an energy or perhaps even a love, someone from the past. So again, we're following that Virgo energy. Now crossing that, yeah, there's the ending there. So a successful completion of a cycle where, again, following that Virgo reading, I'd go back and learn from the sign before you, because this is the end of still hoping, waiting, wishing. And it's like the hands here, the hands of the ancestors are trying to give you this information, trying to give you this new start. They could be trying to resurrect a past life soulmate for you, and that's going to require you to let go of a current soulmate. Yeah, that's true. It's requiring you to let go of a current soulmate. Okay. Now, again, with that energy being in your first house, that would be our egos, our sense of self, how others view us as, if you're a Libra rising. So the next question is about what skills are you going to need to develop for the time when the planet Venus is going to be blowing up your sign. All right. Venus, Libra, and Venus in your fourth house. Okay, of home. Oh boy. Okay, so skills that you could develop to support you. I mean, you got Venus energy, and it's home. It's happy. So this is time, money, energy, and resources, skill sets, effort. So it looks like here skills to develop, Libra, or are all about the 3D here. Venus is about harmony, and love, passion, right? So this could be when this is coming in for you. But skills to develop, how can we manage our time a little bit better with this Ace of Pentacles? How can we manage money a little bit better? Is there a way that we can take effort away from one thing and put effort into another life area here? Now, the skills that you can develop is being able to choose. Kind of like Gemini, Libra gets some flack for taking a long time to make a decision. But with the scales of justice, Libras just want to make sure they have all the data. So I feel like you have the data here, and here's this choice. And I just got done saying what you're needing to release so that fate can help you out here. And this actual past life soulmate can come in. I don't think it's who you thought it was, Libra. I don't think it's who you thought it was. The Lovers surrounding you, and Ace of Swords. So truth about a choice, skills to develop, use the data that you already have. You don't need to wait on any more data, I feel like here, Libra. Okay. Yeah, you got enough skills. You don't need any more data. You've collected enough knowledge and information. Let's look at what Libras are healing. What is Libra healing? Okay. There's your card here. Wanted to flip over while I was talking about you have enough information. And as if to say, yep, you've got enough information. You don't need any more information. Now, what you're healing here is an ever-turning dream. She does have the 4-leaf clovers on her belt here. There's a music box dancer. You're releasing this thought, this old, these are two different energies there. You can have a 6 of Cups and not a Lovers. You can have a Lovers and not a 6 of Cups. If I see them together, then they could very well be the same energies. But over here, I felt like you needed to release what you thought was a fated partnership here that we've been nostalgic about, because what 3D and the physicality is what's trying to come in is the actual past life lover. This is the King and Queen of Cups in this deck. Okay, you have enough data to make this decision, and what you're healing is letting go of what that old dream was just turning and turning and turning for you, and what you need to heal over, because the Lovers are in the sky here up at the top. Beautiful card. There's also a crow sitting right by her crown, and notice that the water is calm and that the 4 swords are behind her. So it does feel like you are releasing this old ever-turning dream, the one that the swan song has sung its last song, the 44 energy, whatever kind of tore you up from the floor up. So you're releasing this emotional pain, yeah, of something that hurt pretty damn bad. Sorry about that, Libra. Sending you a big energetic hug right now, babes. What then are you calling in instead? So we're learning the skill here of the truth about our choices, and we are learning how to reorient our energies, our money, our time in different life areas. All right. What is Libra calling in? What are you calling in here with this new moon, new start, where we can expect powerful change? Now, Libra, the eclipse, the Leo eclipse, is a super powered wishing moon for Libra energy. What? Okay. What are you calling in? Well, you're calling in your damn wish fulfillment. I don't think you realize that you held the key. I feel like you maybe thought this past person, or it can be past partners in business. It can be friendships. It can be siblings, parents. Okay, but you don't need that. You got this here on your own. So what you're calling in is your own wish fulfillment, and whatever burdens you were willingly carrying, you're like, oh, that was because I was, looking in my own mirror here. I was willing to carry them because I was the one that was manifesting them by keeping it going in my head. And here's essentially a new leap of faith. There's a Knight of Pentacles energy, putting the loyalty back to yourself. And there's the King of Cups I just talked about, and the Lovers energy. Could be a Scorpio or water energy coming towards you. Doesn't have to be. This is just someone who has a very high emotional IQ, the King of Cups. They could be also coming out of kind of a devastation energy here. They're looking for a new start as well. You're calling in love, but you're like, but I want it to be hot, Ange. I mean, who doesn't? I hear ya. Okay, so what's surrounding you is this old temptation that you've already learned the lesson of, the Hierophant. Again, take a nod from Virgo's reading there because Virgo has just experienced that Venus energy. So this wish fulfillment here, you're like, I don't know if I want to unlock them can of beans, but it is awfully tempting. I get you, but you've already learned the lesson. Yeah. This new person or this new energy that wants to come in is the actual puzzle piece. This is what tempers pain into wisdom. This is the aha moment for you, but it does feel like it revolves around letting go of whatever you've been kind of waiting around for. This is you taking action on your truth and making a new choice, which then you're rewarded from the universe. Tempering pain into wisdom, that old heartbreak. But for whatever reason, you wanted them to make a repeat appearance. That's none of my business. But let's look at what you're actually moving toward then, because you have this new ace of potential here: time, money, energy, resources, effort, making quicker choices. So what are you then moving toward? Yep, beautiful. And that's the healing energy, the Knight of Cups. So you healing your own stuff, you pouring back into your own heart, rechecking in with what it is that you want. Kings are the ones that deploy their knights. So you're making sure that your knight is in healing mode here. And you're moving toward love again. What I say. And to do that, in order to heal this and to pour energy back into you, we have to walk away from the Eight of Cups of disappointment. Could have been a long-term partner here because we already had your Power card come in. And then there's that trine energy with Aquarius, understanding the necessary lessons to heal ourselves of distortions of our own light, which would be patterns and double energy. It's truly quite beautiful when you do that. Look at your huzzah moment here, Libra. You have arrived. Moving into that singular energy, focusing on you. Let's get you some advice here. Some advice for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Again, this is, if you're a Libra rising, that's going to be affecting your first house, your sense of self, the journey that your avatar is taking here. Kaylee, where's your Venus? I think it might be fire. Don't know where your Venus is. Mine is in Gemini, so it's getting pretty it's getting a little upgrade as well here with the Libra energies and trining with Pluto. Advice for Libra here, other than pouring back into your own self. It feels, Libra, like there was a little bit of outsourcing, but you're not doing that anymore. You're moving towards independence. Yep. And the first card that freaking came out, the Fates, which there will be, they stand on the edge of time. The Measurer, the Allotter, and the Cutter. And look what you're getting here, Libra. The Fates, 17 card of the Star. Well, that's beautiful. I will go ahead and look up that energy. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Just type in the Fates with that energy, with that title following. Yeah, there's that Ace of Pentacles. Okay, carry water, chop wood energy. This is about doing something physical here in the 3D. You're working on it. You're doing it. I know that's a temptation, but But Spirit's been trying to say the real Slim Shady's trying to stand up, but you got to let him. Let Slim Shady stand up, Libra. All right. It wasn't this old business of where we're just stuck in our head, ruminating, hanging on to that old story or who we thought our soulmate was. Okay. That can be a big old revelation in this powerful change energy of that eclipse. Eclipses are about near the South Node, especially. It's going to be all about release. Okay. Scorpios in the house. Let me know where Scorpio sits for you guys. If you are a rising sign Scorpio, that Libra energy is going to be in the 12th house of past life karma. Okay. It's also going to be about your soul's journey. So we're pulling on the energies of love. Let me get that water deck. Scorpios. What are Scorpios releasing this month? Energy of release with that Leo eclipse. New moon and the sun are conjunct. Okay, Scorpio, you are releasing some kind of information that was weighing heavier than the actual sword of truth. So this is like kind of always reminds me of sunk cost fallacy. Well, I put so much time and effort in, and in the past, that has weighed more true than your own Ace of Swords of truth. So it feels like you're releasing this connection to the history of something and maybe what you don't see. Eight of Pentacles. You've been at this for a long time, waiting for this to balance, Scorpio. How much longer are we going to work here? Eight of Pentacles is about putting the work in, becoming an expert in our field. And it's like, this is boss energy here, but you're very good at delineating who needs to do what. This is like teamwork here and like management, but I don't feel like you want to manage the past weighing heavily on your own personal truth any longer. Let's see what's crossing you. Yeah, here's your crossroads. So this is an equal energy that feels like the past weighs the same as your truth. Okay, these are two truths here. So it looks like, Scorpio, you need to see the yes and of something. Yes, the past was important here. Yes, you have history with this person or this situation, but it looks like you're doing all the work. You're the one managing everything. So at this crossroads, this is about your legacy and moving forward. The Eight of Pentacles is being driven by the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to get there no matter what. I mean, this crossroads decision, it's just up to you if you're going to choose your own truth here, because we've got in this family situation, it could be a family situation. 10 of Pentacles, you've gotten as far as you can get before that turns into a new opportunity or a new Ace of Pentacles. But this is like, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt in this deck for the Five of Swords. I want to keep going here. Might clarify, I'm not sure. I want to see about what skills can you develop here, Scorpio, while Venus is in Libra. What skills can you develop? Learning what to set down. Your eyes are on the place of where you're setting down that firewood. She is very focused. So what the skills you're developing is learning what you need to sit down, because I said here, you're the one doing all the work. You're the one delegating. I feel like you can get to this 10 of Pentacles on your own, but whatever this past information is weighing heavily, it's up for your power card here. It's coming back around for Judgment. So judging what you need, what burdens you need to set down here. You're the one doing all the work. And that's why this is here, because this is a lesson that our soul sets up to be constantly resurrected in our lives through people, okay, and situations that repeat. Now, what's driving that is the Page of Wands, the effort stick. So the skills you could develop is once you set this down, realizing instead what you've been willingly carrying. If we start something new, if we're open to this new start, once you set down that 10th wand, you get to start over with one new wand. So that's all about something super creative and exciting that will lead you to the 9 of Cups with this judgment call, but the judgment call will require an ending here. And again, that's where we are with Mars and Gemini at its test of action, taking action on that truth, because that big old wave of emotion is getting ready to come and set this karmic justice, this balance steady. Yeah, you've already learned this lesson here, Scorpio. Let's look about what you are healing. Why is Scorpio willingly carrying all the load? What is Scorpio healing? Especially if you are a rising Scorpio and you are healing some past life energy here, which we see that card, what we're releasing. So what you are healing is your own ability to see. I said here, you can do this on your own. You're already there. You were the one taking the lion's share and being the delegator, the manager. You keep everything running. You can get to that 10 of Pentacles on your own. You want a new pentacle. So I feel like what you're healing is seeing that you are the treasure chest. Whatever this situation was, this cost sunk fallacy here, well, I put this long into it, when you really want to start a new Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so we need to heal that being true to ourselves. Yeah, this is spirits trying to lead you the way there. And then this is, if at first you don't succeed, try again, because in this deck, this merman, this mer person, has had to rearrange these 6 swords multiple different ways in order to get that spirit seal to pull him onto smoother waters. So it does feel like you have maybe tried this before, Scorpio, and spirit's asking you to try again. Just because something didn't work the first time, this is movement. I want you to move into this new Ace of Pentacles, and that could involve being single for some of you here with that 9 of Pentacles. You can, like I said, 8, 9, 10, you can do it all on your own. And guess what is after that independence? There's the new love. Okay, what you want wants you, but we've got to release whatever this history was we were hanging on to, because you're doing all the damn work anyway. All right, what are you calling in? What is Scorpio calling in? Okay, you are calling in the ability here to take only what you need and follow that path out. So even though there are 7 swords in that treasure chest that these youths, these Utes have found, is that my cousin Vinny? These Utes, they are only taking one for each of them. So take the wisdom from the pain of the 3 of Swords in order that other people can find healing there as well. Only take what you need. So what you're calling in here, 7 of Swords, it can be a little bit of a is it called a vigilante? Where it's like, I've got to be the one to save everybody from themselves, because the original 7 of Swords, he's sneaking into the army camp, right? So that when he takes the swords, they can't use them to hurt anyone. Kind of like a Robin Hood energy. But over and over again, I'm getting that you feel like it's all up to you, Scorpio. You feel like it's all up to you. So you are calling in. Only give me the information that I need. Maybe it's a bit of headspace here. You already know here, Scorpio. The High Priestess energy. Calling in, please let me just take all the information I need. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Spirit. You are calling in. What's the best and highest good for everyone involved here? You already know, babe. Okay, there's that full moon. The full moon is coming on the 28th, and that is in Pisces. This is a Pisces energy card, and that would be the full moon solar eclipse in Pisces. The sun and moon are separated, they are not conjunct. Okay, yeah, you already know you're doing this is a 24-hour, 7 days a week job. You've been towing the line all by yourself anyway here, Scorpio. Okay, well then what is Scorpio going to move toward? What you gonna do, Scorpio? I thought you're watching House of the Dragon. Mr. Brett. What's happening? So what are you moving towards, Scorpio? Oh my gosh. And Cat, I thought it was gonna say House on the Prairie. My mom used to call it Little Outhouse on the Prairie when we were little. Family situation, yeah. And of course you always manage everything. Well, you're moving towards the tower. So looks like you might be putting that effort stick to good use. I don't know if you just get fed up or you just let this wave of emotion, you let that truth roll on in, and it's gonna trump the past scrolls there. Yep. What you're moving toward is that tower, and this deck, the Four of Swords, she's put herself there willingly. It's almost as if you're saying enough is enough, and look, there's your new start, Magician. All four aces of potential. You're moving towards this new thing here, Scorpio. I'm happy to see it, even if it's going to piss someone else off. Maybe it won't. They might agree with you because the Five of Wands in this deck, the team is aligned to the same mission. I think you might be surprised, Scorpio. You might not get as much pushback as you thought. All right, advice for Scorpio energies, please, wherever this story is sitting in your chart. Yep, that was from the last poll, the Fates. 17 card is a card of healing and reconnecting back to your original dream, your original star. All right, advice for Scorpio. You can look up the name of this card, guys, and that way you can look up the general message for advice, the financial advice, or the love advice. And if there's a temptation here to still fall into that sunk cost fallacy mindset, I would request that you read the protection message. Sundowner. Yeah. Miss Kathy got everyone. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Love having your energy. There we go. Scorpio, shot right out. Where'd that go? We saw the Two of Cups, I think, back here, and soulmates. What you want wants you, but we have to let this wave of truth come rolling in. The wave of the emotions, whatever's been hidden in the subconscious. 41 is a 5 of change. And crossing that energy, yeah, a leg up. You got some help here. It feels like someone's willing to help. Okay, that can be family energy, willing to give you a hand there. It's a 34, which is a 7. This could have been a Bruin here or coming to some kind of a head in July. All right, that's what I got there for you, Scorpio. I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated for you. And we're back into the fire energies. All right. So we're on to Sag energy. Okay, in order to get one thing, you got to let go of the other. There, Scorps. I'm a Scorpio moon, so I get it. Hey, fine timing. I'm Dick Ben. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. Sagittarius, back to the fire deck. Sagittarius. Now, I started with the cards here that we use. I'm going to shuffle back in them gradually. What's everybody doing today? Miss Brenda, how's it going? Just in time. You can. Miss Judy, welcome, welcome. I was just telling the other girls, I'm like, of course, I scheduled an impromptu live today in 5 minutes. Tell them, like, I guess I should put on a bra. Isn't that the first thing you do? Sorry, Brett. I am over them. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, if you are a Sag rising, then that Libra energy, Venus in Libra, is going to be hitting, looks like your 11th. Oh, during Leo. Dag nabbit. I was seeing the purple there and I was saying 11th house in Leo. Sorry about that. It's your third, which is kind of a junk door house. It's communication, blah, blah, blah. All right. But Sagittarius, Libra is going to be sitting in your 11th house of community, friends, and good fortune. Okay. Sagittarius. There we go. I just got knocking 3. Sagittarius, what are you releasing this month, Sagittarius? Okay. So Queen of Wands, you could be releasing a physical person that's a fire energy, would denote Mars energy, Scorpio or Aries. Could be, yeah, releasing someone that you love here, Sag. Seeing something from a new perspective, maybe there's some confidence here. Maybe we're releasing some kind of overconfidence, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels like you're seeing love from a new perspective. Okay. It feels like you're releasing a person. Yeah. Whoever's been getting up in your stinking thinking there. Now it is that Venus is hitting your community. Okay, so someone around you stinking thinking about what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, it looks like your 180 is you're deciding on singlehood here, or there's a big old independent energy of some sort when you make a new decision to a wands based on love. So this is like Venus, Sagittarius is like, yeah, this person was great, but what I've learned about love is completely different than how I see this past person now. Okay, maybe you were worried about being in a singular energy because, it was the unknown. So you could have taken a leap of faith here. Well, what skills then is Sagittarius going to develop in order to support Venus being in Libra here? What skills is Sagittarius going to develop during Venus in Libra? Okay, you know what to mess around with and what not to mess around with. So the skills you are developing here is like maybe you're just not clapping back at people because 5 of Swords is not worth your energy here. And see how the backs are turned. These kids are like, oh, you want to be a brat? Then I'm not playing with you. And Sagittarius, you're developing the skill of I don't play with brats. Okay, that's a weird message, but I've never gotten that before, but there it is. So yeah, you're definitely releasing something here. I mean, the skills you're developing is if I learn early, I'm not going to just keep going with something. I'm not going to get in my head about it. I'm just going to turn my back and be like, I don't play with brats. Game over. Well, okay then. Look how quickly that converts to an Ace of Swords. All right, so that's the truth there. You're saying game over. The ability to say, I mean, I just don't feel like Sag has that problem anyway. I feel like you already have that skill, Sagittarius. You already have that skill. Let me keep going here. What are you healing? What are you healing? Yeah, you're like diplomacy only, emotional intelligence people only. I don't play with brats. I don't fight with brats. I don't argue with brats. And we all realize, of course, adult ass people can be the worst brats. Oh, good. The Virgo is spot on. Well, I shouldn't say oh, good. I don't know. I don't remember what I said already. So I don't know if that is good or not for you, Judy Jude. All right, Sagittarius, what are you healing here? It feels like you already done did it, Sag. I mean, that's like sitting there going, I don't mess with bullshit crap anymore. If you give me a 5, I'm giving you the 10 right away. No questions asked. Well, so what is Sagittarius healing then, or what may people with Sagittarius in whatever part of your chart, okay, are you healing? You are healing, tethering back to an actual dream. If you give me 5 of Swords, I am going to give you the 10 of Swords right away because you're just slicing to the truth a lot quicker here. And if it is not aligned with your dream, if it is not keeping you tethered to where you want to go, you're letting it go. So you are healing your dream here. You're healing how you hope and wish, and actually sticking to your guns of what you want. Yeah. So surrounding you, there's that new collaboration. If you do not share my dream, bye. Get out of my collaboration. I'm going to make this new start here with or without you. So you're either in or you're out. You're either helping me or you're hindering me. So get out my way. Well, alrighty, Sag. What a Sagittarius calling in. It feels like you're pretty set here. To be fair, Black Moon Lilith's getting ready to exit your sign. You don't really have anything major, but keep in mind that you have the Leo sun. That's helping you out right now, Sag. And you also have Jupiter in Leo trining with your energy. And then you have Daddy Sadie and Neptune also trining your energies. A sculptor. So Black Moon Lilith is in Sagittarius 27 right now, giving physical form to our vision. And there's a collaboration. If you're not in, you're out. I'm on my way to my new vision. And if you're not in, then get the hell out of my way. Okay, I feel like I had a flipper. I certainly did. Okay, what you're calling in is a new choice on the table, a new sailboat option. What you're calling in is partners who help rather than hinder, and that don't throw you off balance because you're very busy here. Calling your ships in, the 2 of Wands. I would like to see that convert to a 3 of Wands instead of just being busy all the time. And it's like, well, if they're not doing their sharing, then I'm still going anyway. Okay. What are you calling in? There's your own minor arcana there. You are calling in help, communication, passion, a new sailboat. So if I don't like the sailboat I want, I'm kicking my heel back up to the one that was too heavy. And I then focus my attention, my eyes on what is a lot less work, what takes a lot less effort. Yeah. When they are not a burden. If they can, the first little nose or scent you get that they may be a burden, I feel like you kick him to the side there, Sag. Sag is sassy. Okay. What are you moving toward then? I mean, the most straightforward reading I feel like we got so far. Okay, so moving toward Three of Swords. Cutting shit off. Like I have my cutoff game is strong, supported by your own card as well, the Knight of Wands. If they're going to be a burden, you're calling in. You're just like, I'm calling in my cutoff, my honing in on my cutoff game. I go towards what I want instead of letting people hang on to my coattails. Give me more on what Sag is moving towards here. More restraint, perhaps hanging on to a better handle on your finances. There's a judgment call here. And a King of Cups after that. If there's any kind of heartache that you're still holding on to or any kind of resentment here, Sag, for people that you had to kick out, anybody that you had to turn your back on, that's certainly frustrating. You already know it's part of the soul plan to let go of something here, Sag. Feel like you're ahead of the bell curve here a little bit. Can I get anything more on Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles? Okay. My truth and nothing but the truth will transform you. Got an awful lot of swords here for Sag. Well, fire is opposing air. So wands are opposing swords. It's all over the place in this reading. I got almost all wands and swords except for a few pentacle cards here. And they're the smaller pentacles, 2, 3, and 4. I feel like you're harnessing that air fire axis in your life here, Sag. All right, advice for Sagittarius. What was driving that? Yeah, what was driving the King of Swords? Four Swords of Healing. You making these decisions quicker, or you kind of cutting off somebody if you haven't yet? It allows them to start their healing process. Okay, I think that'll be beneficial to the best and highest good of all involved here. Sagittarius, advice for you. We've got the 44 energy of thinker. Okay, and we did have a little bit of that 9 and 10 of swords of rumination energy, which would be opposing fire. That Gemini energy opposite of Sagittarius. That's about evaluate. This is where the Mars test in Gemini is for you pulling on your energy, Sag. Evaluating standards in order to express the values we feel are important enough to create principles that define who we are. If they give you a 5, you're being like, here, I'm gonna see you that 5 and raise you 10. Get the hell out. Cutoff game is strong this month, and somebody around you may feel that change a little bit harsher than you do. That's the orphaned card. And what I just say here, like you doing that cutoff, allowing someone to hear your truth, no matter the harshness of it, is going to allow them to start their healing journey. Because yeah, it's is not easy for that person either. So I don't know who that is for you, Sagittarius, but you ain't playing. So I hope they I hope they take you seriously, because Sag is not playing with Venus and Libra. Wow. Okay. I would have said your cutoff game is already strong, Sag, but you love this reading? Okay. Well, I hope it resonates for you. I don't know if that helped at all, but I would definitely look up this thinker card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck there, Sag. All right, giving physical form to your vision. I would also keep an eye out for the number 27, because for Sagittarius, that might point to where you are giving physical form to your vision. So if you see like 127, 227, any kind of 27s, that may be a sign for you of look over here. This is a clue towards this physical vision. All right, Capricorn, back to the Earth deck. All right, those are the cards we started with. So let me get you integrated here. Capricorn energy. We do have quite a bit. We've got 1, 2, 3 energies and that are asteroids, that are in Virgo. And then we, of course, have Chiron, the healer, at expressing spontaneous authenticity. And then we also have the asteroid Vulcan, conjoined there, right on the tails of Chiron. It's an electrical storm. The symbol there, an epiphany of light is triggered. So you might be getting some kind of a aha moment here, Capricorn. See what wanted you to come out. Aha, I'm hot. This volcano might blow. I'm hot. More fire energy there. Okay. Some confidence could be returning here for Capricorn. And there was the King of Wands. That's an awful lot of fire energy coming up in the pre-shuffle here, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, the boss. Okay. Well, expressing spontaneous authenticity would be that Knight or Page of Wands energy. Again, that'd be trining you. That's where Chiron is right now, what he's working on healing. Okay, so what you're releasing here, Capricorn, it feels like being the boss, being so serious, as you're releasing here some kind of a win or a victory, the way you see the victory. Now, Capricorns know how to endure, and the Six of Wands is really about like this victory's been a long time coming. You've been out in the field for quite a while here. It feels like the project is complete, and Capricorn's like, already, I'm ready for the next one. What is it? You got a 66 energy. This is crossed by peaceful release. So you're ready to release this project that took you forever to get off the ground, whatever this win was for you, some kind of action that took a long time to get where you're standing here. You're like, okay, I'm ready to release and let go of that so I can start something new. Okay, could be having to do with love here from a higher perspective. Let's look at what is a skill here that Capricorn is going to need while Venus is in Libra. If you are a Capricorn rising, Libra is going to be sitting in your 12th house of career and legacy energy. So you might be starting a legacy project here. Okay, so what skills do you need to support you knowing when to set down an accomplished task or action so that you can convert that to the new wand instead of holding on to the energy too long or to the project too long. Okay, and there's the Page of Pentacles. When you have enough information to tell you something's done, we don't need to that's a terrible saying. Where is that a real saying? What is that? Don't beat the horse when it's down. Is that even a saying? Is it don't kick a dead horse? That's awful. I don't know that that's even a saying. That's just what I heard. Please let me know if anybody. Oh, we lost my voice. Don't beat a dead horse when it's down. Okay, thank you. I was like, is that a thing? Okay, Judy, it sounds like if you come back, everybody else can hear, but it'll pick back up once you're in the car, hopefully. Capricorn skills. It's the skills you need to learn here is it doesn't have to be so painstakingly long. I feel like this is learning to release something when it's time to let it go instead of beating that dead horse. That's an awful saying. I gotta be honest about what I'm getting here, so that you can start the next new project, right? Ancestors coming in strong here with the roots and also with the stag horns. Let's see what's driving this skill set here. 4 of Cups. So we got a 44 energy happening. This is about paying attention to the life around you, maybe instead of building what is tangibly pretty in the 3D, or he's focusing on the expensive gold birds that are created are forged here when there's actual real life beauty outside. I feel like you've been working too much, Capricorn. I know that's not a far stretch, but this is about learning when enough is enough. When am I carrying too much? Because if I carry too much, I'm not really focusing on the important things in life. There's a life outside to be had, and I can't just focus on money, money, money here all the time and earning and hanging on and coveting things that are trying to exit. It feels like here you are needing or trying to learn the skill of, you could even be like, okay, I don't have to do everything myself. I think that might have come up for Virgo. Can't remember. Another 4. This is our third 4. So a 12 of a 180, seeing victory from a different perspective and being able to release projects, even if they're not done, or even if you don't have to be the one to see it through to the end, being able to not hold on to the wrong things and let go when it's time to let go, not being so stubborn about that here, Capricorn. Okay, let's look at what Capricorn is healing. Little extra message here. Well, I just talked about the 12 of the Hanged Man, so there it is. Looking at doing a 180 on your skill set so that your life is more balanced, so that you can be in your power court energy. That's what you're transforming and changing here. And that you can be open to hanging out with friends, family, people that you love, catching lunch with people. Okay. That looks like you are moving maybe even into a new job where you don't have to do everything. All right. What is Capricorn healing here? What is Capricorn healing while Venus is in Libra? What is Capricorn healing in the legacy portion of their chart? This is like big time career energy here. Venus, lighten that up for you if you're a Cap rising. Okay, what we're healing. Okay, the thought that balance is never coming because I just told you how to get it. 2 of Cups. So, what you're healing is this thought that love is never going to find me. I'm always going to have to be the one working hard to get it. And King of Pentacles, look at all this earth. Okay, this card in this deck denotes 21, the world energy, something that's taken a very long time to get to a successful completion of. This is like deeply rooted here. I was saying ancestors over here. 2 cards of ancestor energy. So what you're healing is the thought that you're going to always be going it alone, or that your match is not out there, that there is someone that can give back to you equally, or any situation or person. And again, healing that you're the one that's always going to have to get the short end of the stick, because these are all in reverse. I don't have to do it all. Well, if you're so busy working on the inside of a building when there's beauty on the outside, you might not catch it coming. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. You think you have to save everyone here. I forget who was getting that. I believe it was Virgo. It's not your job here. I feel like you're really releasing the thought that only you could do the job well. I think that's a healthy way to look at it. That might be some shadow element there. And this is about collaboration, guys. This is all about what you're working towards and who you're working with and how long it takes you to get there. This is could be a student coming your way, or it could be a teacher coming your way. This is the student being ready for the teachers in this deck. You don't have to carry the whole load. You don't have to save the whole world. You can learn how to use this Four of Pentacles energy in a way where you're not doing everything. I feel like that's a skill you're learning here, Capricorn. Okay. Our next one is, what are you calling in? What do you want for yourself here, Capricorn? What you calling in? And also here, maybe when a chance of a matching partnership does come your way, you don't see it, or you sneak away from it. Like, you're like, I don't have time. So like, you want it, but then you're simultaneously pushing that away. Okay. What are you calling in? I'm calling it in for you, Capricorn. You're calling in Empress energy, and help me with my ability to be able to release and let go. That's the energy of surrender. At the height of the full moon, at the top of the lunar roller coaster, that's where we let go, we release, we get in our Empress energy. We did see the Emperor here in the environment when we had that third four. And it's going to depend on you getting out of the Emperor energy. Yes, we know you're great at building, but are you great at receiving love? Are you great at receiving, period? Because it's trying to come in. Okay, so you're calling in equal energy, someone equal to you, like I was already saying with the Two of Cups. Empress, yeah, you've been manifesting that for a while here. And what have you been manifesting? Equal action from someone else. But you got to let them, Capricorn. You got to let them. Judgment call here, and the Hierophant. Okay, this is a big lesson here for you, Capricorn. Okay, let's get for you. What then are you going to move towards? What you going to do? Rise above the noise in your head that is telling you that you got to go it alone, that you got to be the one that does everything. Calling in a crossroads here. If you're changing your ways, and that's going to cause a change to come towards you. And with that, Two of Wands as well. Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Wands versus Swords. Got majority of Pentacles here in your reading. More Wands than Swords. Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Definitely a different choice. Double 22 energy. That's the master builder of the Emperor. You're going to build in a different way, because if we continue to build in the same way, we're just going to repeat the old cycles. Okay. So that's what you're calling in. That's what you're moving towards, making quicker, to making a different decision than you would have before, so you don't repeat patterns. Okay. What is this crossroads energy? How will Capricorn know? Yeah, it might have kicked you in the butt before. Whatever, the old way just always breaks your heart, because at the end of the day, the stuff that we're focusing on and coveting isn't real. This is you moving into an energy of receiving instead of always being the one doing. Okay, that Five of Cups, and talk about legacy right there. That's a legacy card. I don't want, at the end of my life, even no matter how famous or much money I have gotten for myself, I don't want to hold regret about past love, maybe love that passed me by, maybe about love that passed me by right here. Okay, I think Libra's helping, Venus and Libra is helping you do some switch changey, rearranging in your thought process and in the way that you operate here, so it doesn't take so long for a victory, Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn, please. That way you can look up the general message, the financial message, or the love message. I would say even the protection message there too, because we had Two of Cups wants to come in, but currently it's in reverse. It's up to you to right that energy by stopping a current cycle that's very rooted to your past. It might just be kind of second nature, or you've just never tried another way right here. Four, higher power. This is a beautiful card. Giving into the higher power. There is a key on her forehead. Yeah, you're cleaning this up, and there's the 21 again. I just mentioned that bookending the Two of Cups. If you want the real to come in, you got to clean up the fake. I don't care how expensive that is. It's never going to beat the real thing. Okay. All right, Capricorn. I hope that made sense. I hope that helped you out. Okay, please let me know my sound is still okay, guys, if you're able. Okay. And on to Aquarius. Aquarius. I wonder where that saying came from. Don't beat a dead horse while it's down. Why can't we do that? All right, Aquarius, the rebel, the radical. Let's go, air deck. Okay, we had those cards in the first read, so let me go ahead and integrate them into the deck. Sun, moon, rising. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus, Aquarians. If you are a rising sign Aquarius, then that Libra energy is going to be hitting your ninth house of long distance travel, higher education, philosophy, astrology, Aristotle shit. All right, why'd that want to pump out? There's Seven of Pentacles, a long-held dream here of some sort. Could have to do with the violet flame, Aquarius. You do have Pluto in your sign, as I'm sure you are well aware of by now. That's in the symbol of a Hindu healer, which is about being able to heal ourselves of distortions of light. Things we might have seen as dark. We understand that without them, we could not properly learn how to see the light. You also have the North Node of Destiny in its last symbol because the nodes travel in retrograde for the next 18 months. All right, Aquarius, we're looking at Venus in Libra. That's going to be trining your energy, and it will actually today at the time, where did I have my sheet? At 2:09 p.m. So within the hour, might feel a little amplification here. Perhaps a Page of Cups crossed by the World card energy, a successful completion of being able to look at how you're the common denominator in our love life, because she's looking at her past skeletons here. So our first question is about what are you ready to release? It's like you're ready to release the past here. Okay, and successful completion of a cycle means you're walking away from what was emotionally dissatisfying, maybe what left you kind of feeling high and dry. that Five of Pentacles, and you're looking at the wisdom of the steps that you've already traveled here. Looking at the steps you've traveled, and it's the Page of Cups, so this is about love, but this is a very mature Page of Cups, because a lack of maturity, then we wouldn't see the figure looking at her own skeletons. So this could even be the ways that you have shown up in relationships here. Okay, now for all of us, Pluto's the planet of transformation. What has healed, or what was distorting your light before? Were we distorting our own light? And look, she's highlighting her hands up around the full moon energy. Okay, the full moon will be happening towards the end of the month on the 28th. This new moon eclipse is going to be trying to balance with your energy, Aquarius. Okay, could be a new start here with that Page of Wands. Let's look at what skills you need here in order to develop during the time that Venus is in Libra. What skills are you developing here? It looks like you're already coming in with the skill of reflection. That little crack. All right, the skill you're developing is knowing what you want. I see it, I want it, it's mine. I just said the Leo eclipse is balancing your energy on that new moon eclipse, where it's eclipsing the sun. It is activating the South Node, so bringing on themes of release. Like I said, releasing past energies, releasing dissatisfying emotions, putting an end to being left out in the cold or feeling left out in the cold. So you getting your sass on here, Aquarius. I like that. And there's the new information, Page of Pentacles. So we've got 2 pages. Mercury energy, that's also in Leo, so that's going to be trying to balance with you. I see it, I want it, it's mine. You're getting some kind of lesson learned about not going for what it is that you actually want. And you're getting some kind of a message about a possible new start here. I did mention the full moon already. That could be when this successful completion is happening at the end of the month. Okay, here comes this Ace of Pentacles. It starts as a page, and we've got, when you develop this skill of I see it, I want it, it's mine, and going for what it is that you actually want, here's the tangible result. Okay, could have to do with some reunion energy, doesn't have to. Let's look at what are you healing here, Aquarius. Okay, well, could be healing this relationship energy regarding a reunion. It's just like you're really looking back at the past and going, have I gone towards what I wanted? So this is the skill you're needing to balance with that Leo energy. Okay, and what you're healing, maybe this is a constant flow of like reuniting with old energies. Let's see. 3 of Cups. There could be a little bit of maybe I'm healing over indulgence. Okay, maybe I'm healing. This is about reaping the harvest, right? Separating the wheat from the chaff, because then we want that wheat as the harvest, and that what you're harvesting here is the truth about what you want. What is the truth based on your past relationships? What has gone well? What hasn't gone well? When did we end things appropriately? And when did we hang on to something even though it was empty? Okay, so what you're healing here is maybe what you expect to get. The wheat. The wheat is the truth. And when you walk towards your truth, we don't get stuck in indecision. Okay, it's just about moving, seeing it, I want it, and feeling strong in that feeling. King of Wands is a very passionate energy. All right. What about what you're calling in? What you're calling in. It could be perhaps there is even a person from the past that's going to bring you at a decision point, and you need to focus on your truth, what you've already learned. And as I'm talking about that, look what flew out of the deck. So we'll just put this up here. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, 1-1 or an 11 energy. So could be Cancerian, doesn't have to be, but this is head and heart are aligned. The soul is driving the chariot. Boom, like out of the cosmos, here comes this delivery of the heart's best intention. So that's what you're calling in. You're calling in forward movement, yeah, of happiness. Like, just let me take this chariot to the sun. Like, I don't care. During Venus in Libra, I'd use that energy. It's fire in your belly. It's helping, flowing with, and to that Aquarian placement. Two of Wands, major arcana here. What you're calling in is going to require you making a different decision of action. Past decisions were the same plus the same equals the same. This is something very different. Okay. And this is I'm making the decision. I see it. I want it. It's mine. I'm not going while my hands are tied because of this deep rooted past. This is like, I'll consider what it might look like here to try on a different mask, try on a different dress, because we've already read that same story. What about what you're so that's what you're moving, calling in. What about what you'll move towards? Move towards balance. There's a person putting out fires, trying to attempt to it anyway, but karma always comes a calling. This is karmic balance. You're calling in. Are you moving toward your double 11 truth here of love and truth that raises your personal vibration? Okay, and that's driven by, I'm more careful about what I give to. Okay, that could be an energy of overgiving. You're getting some karmic justice for all you've overgiven to in the past, because these people here aren't dressed as nicely as the giver, yet they're still begging from the person that doesn't have as much. Like, not letting people take advantage of maybe your monetary gains. Maybe the truth of this person. This is this Mars and Gemini energy. This is going to be in the next couple days, guys. We have a test about our standards, okay, in order to express the values that we feel are important enough to create the principles who define who we are. You're not letting overgiving be a definer of you. You're not calling in those kind of people anymore that will just take whatever you have to give, even if they have more than you, monetary or otherwise. They just expect you to keep that energy coming. Yeah. There's the Queen of Swords. So discernment's coming your way. This is double Libra energy. Venus in Libra is going to be a big deal here for you, wherever Aquarius is hitting in your chart. The truth about partnerships, information coming in quick, and you're going to have to, we already saw a decision will need to be made because you're heading towards your soul's alignment and what makes you happy and what you want. Is going to require discernment. I think someone's not going to be too happy about that you're not continuing a pattern with them. It's just that if the Mars energy with that trining you, ooh, squeezy, you're not allowing that to define you anymore. I don't think you're letting, like, if they're running their mouth about it or they're saying something's not fair, I don't think you give a shit. Yeah. Creating what you want. There's the Mercury energy. I think this Mars test is going to be hitting you pretty hard here, but I think it's going to hit the other person harder. That's the bearer of this or the receiver of this truth that they can't siphon from your energy anymore, Aquarius. Okay, so you are moving toward your own balance of truth, and karmic justice is coming here for you because you started off looking at the truth and you're like, I know I'm the common denominator. Feels like a big reward for doing that. That's a lot of work, Aquarius. Okay, let's come back to advice for you. You can Google the name of this card, followed by wisdom of the oracle. So that way you can get the general message. You can get a love message. And you can also look up, maybe you want the financial message. Thinker, no surprise, just flipped over for you. Okay. That already came out for another sign. So you can also still look that up, but I want some fresh advice here for you. 44 would be the month of August. So 8 and 8. There's your fork in the road with the 2 of Wands and 2 of Swords. Boy, oh boy. Fork in the road. So again, we already talked about a decision's going to need to be made about this new leap, but it is coming in. Yep, there's the Fool energy. It is coming in. You're on the precipice of doing this here, whatever this is. If you felt you've been at a stop, you've just stopped to pause because that was being driven by the successful completion of a cycle. By you walking away, what has left you feeling like you got nothing? It's like someone just taking, but they're not giving. Okay, and Aquarian's not down for that anymore. I don't know why I said anymore. I'm not saying that you ever were. That's just what I'm getting from the reading here. Okay. Look up 14 Road. That is a 13 card, which is Scorpio's power card, the death card, and transformation. This is super transformative. And I got new all over the place here. Okay. New all over the place. I'd use that Venus in Libra energy if I were you, if you're looking to make a change there, Aquarius. All right. It's going to be a little love fuel to your Chariot energy there coming in. All right. Hope that helped you. Hope that helped. Next up, we have got Pisces in the house. You can't beat it. Isn't that the most awful saying? And even when things are out of reach there, Miss Kath, the little energetic trick on that is the more joy, like kind of like the busier we can keep ourselves, make sure you're doing all the things that you love and it comes to you quicker. Because if we're in an energy of nothing's happening over there right now, but it's just a matter of time, we can actually slow down it coming because if our energy stops, right? So you got to keep do all the shit that you love in the meantime. Have as much joy as you can. Experience as much joy as you can. It's all about the little things. Let's keep that energy active. You want to keep the energy active. Okay. Pisces. Remind me that I already shuffled for you here, this advice. I don't know why I'm going first, but all right. Pisces. Back to the water deck here. All right, 10 of Swords. Like I said, everybody's getting that. In the Gemini portion of your chart, there is an evaluation of standards. So Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisces. If you are a Pisces rising, this Venus and Libra energy will be sitting in your 8th house of secrets. Ooh, Pisces. Is Pisces getting spices? Maybe. I thought I heard hammer time, but it was not hammer. It was a musical instrument rhyming with orny. It's time. What? That was a strange message for Pisces. All right, Mystic Pisces, what is going on for you? What is Pisces going to be able to release for the month of August or while Venus is in Libra? Okay, maybe somebody else was also releasing an actual Queen of Wands. That could also just be Queen of Wands can be a little bit impulsive in her decision making if she is in her shadow. So maybe you're releasing some kind of impulsiveness, or you're legit releasing a Scorpio or an Aries, Mars energy. I just got done talking about Mars. Pisces, if you're Pisces rising, that Mars energy is going to be affecting your fourth house of home. So it very well may be. Okay. Maybe you're releasing an Aries here that is crossed by Two of Pentacles. Which way do I go, George? Now, if this is someone that has fiddle effed around here and it's playing with your time, one day they want you, one day they don't, but you're like, well, they entertain the kids, so they can't be, they can't be that bad. I just don't know if it's good for you or not. You may feel like this person does a lot for you, so it could be hard to release them. I don't know. I'm split on that. I think it was it wasn't Leo. Was it Sag that was releasing? I can't remember already, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Give me more on that. So Queen on Wands, possibly that's been holding on to your energy. So Queen of Wands type would be someone who is, you recognize them. Everybody, like, heads turn when they walk in a door. Their energy is palpable. Maybe you're releasing some emotions finally about this fiery person who's been in your life. You were back and forth on it, or they were back and forth on you. So much so that we kind of let our emotions get pent up here. I feel like you're releasing pent up emotions about an actual person. Okay, we might be releasing the shadow side of Queen of Wands. Like I said, would be a little bit of impulsivity. Four of Pentacles crossed by the Five of Wands is no longer causing jealousy, strife, and competition. This is if you were in the environmental energy, if you were given two different options, this is finally you choosing not to ignore that you have to pick a side. Yeah, you have to make a choice. You have to pick a side. Are we going to live in the ocean, or are we going to try a whole different way of life on land? Okay. Pisces, of course, cryptic as usual. My water signs are. And that's a 5 placement Cancer with a Scorpio moon, so I should know. Okay. Definitely get to dig the most. All right. What skills is Pisces developing? I'm still not convinced on this. Howdy do. Give me what's this? What's Pisces releasing here? Is this a person or a behavior? Okay, theft in reverse. So 24 energy. It's a 6. That's a past person who might have actually taken from you. This is like entertaining. They're putting on a show, like it's like the cup game, right? They want you to look away, or they want to trick you here while you're not looking. If this is a person who is like all in their ego of like, I just get what I want when I want it. I think there was some kind of sleight of hand, and maybe that's what you're holding a wound about here. Something that was holding you back. Yeah, you hoped 36. You hoped this was going to work out, but maybe you found out that this could be releasing passivity of like, while I wasn't looking. And maybe you just stayed mad about how much time you wasted. It was a thief of your time. and that kind of anchored you down for a little bit. Yep. And then siren. So it was a person for sure. A siren is someone who who enchanted the sailors to their death in the ocean. So I think someone kind of might have pulled one over on you here, Pisces. I'm sorry about that. Feel like they stole your time, but try to think of it as it's just a lesson, right? It's just a lesson. 5 of Pentacles. Don't go crying in your Wheaties because there's something out. It's the focus on the lesson of what this heartache was. I feel like your intuition probably knew that when you weren't looking, they were like, it was like a sleight of hand, something like changing things around, making you think that love or money or something was in one of the cups, and the whole time they were moving them around, none of the cups had any damn money or love in them. And this is my whiskey lullaby song here. So the skills to develop is to see what is the lesson from the weeping willow trying to tell us. What was the jewel of that? Doesn't mean we're dumb or that we're a bad person or we're a sucker for when we love somebody, okay? It's just that we're all here to learn something. The lessons, the relationships, the one-on-ones are all here to teach us. It's not about person. It's about what they showed us about who we are, the things we like in ourselves. Maybe they made us feel very confident at one point. Maybe they made us feel noticed if we felt like people would rather be brushing their hair than paying attention, but I feel like you were missing the lesson of it. The skill is to just look for the lesson of these endings. Yeah. Okay. We're getting there. It took me a minute. Sorry, Pisces. I mean, I just want to make sure I get it right here for you. And then you get the pentacle, and that's pre-empress energy. You're on your way. You're on your way when you can really see here the skill of figuring out what was I supposed to learn, and then we can release and let it go. I did a big post yesterday about allowing the emotions out of our body because they can make us physically ill. Alexa, off. Okay. What is it that you're feeling, or that was an alarm there to say? Spot on. Okay, whatever I just said. Synthesized soul, how you doing? We had not gotten to Aries yet because we started with Leo. We are on Pisces, so Aries is up next. All right. So Pisces, what are you healing? The carelessness of humans. In this deck, this 13 card, again, Venus will be in your 8th house of Scorpio, and this is Scorpio's power card here. And in this deck, this is about the carelessness of humans because there's been an oil spill. And these mermaids are helping the animals that did not make it due to the carelessness of humans. It's still a lesson. We can't hide away from it or be like, la, 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 what lesson of emotions? Okay. This is about you learning how to be on your own team here and not take the pain or the suffering with you, just the information. Okay, so what you're healing here is this ending or this carelessness of a human. 6 of Pentacles, and that is like your daily balance. This helps you when you release those feelings. This helps your daily life balance out in a much better way. This is many hands make great work. This is equal 6 of Pentacles because it's not always equal in every deck. So this is about the carelessness of humans. Not everybody puts the same equal effort in, and you have to see here when you're overgiving. Okay, how we can change the 5 into a balance of 6. Okay, and then when you are balanced, What you want wants you. So it swims right up to you because your vibrational frequency then changes, right, Pisces? Then you change your magnetic draw. You magnetize people differently. And this could be a Taurus coming your way, or just someone that maybe you getting a mommy or a daddy Warbucks here coming in. What are you calling in? What are you calling in here, Pisces? What are you manifesting? What new start? What powerful change are you wanting here? What are you calling in? That's a big chunk. That's what she said. The moon in reverse. You're like, I don't want any, I'm calling in no more illusion. Well, we're gonna have illusion, okay? The moon in reverse is like secrets. Again, coming back to that eighth house of secrets. It might very well be. I'm not gonna be shocked if it is an actual Scorpio. We got that multiple times here. The moon, Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Chariot. 3 cards of Cancerian energy, and there's the damn Empress. We already saw the pre-Empress. So what you're calling in here is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I don't want to there to be any secrets, but that's what we learn the lesson of discernment about. So the energy of healing is available for you to call in. We just have to stop focusing on the carelessness of that human. We can't forever be. If you know the song, if you know the Whiskey Lullaby song, you don't want to follow that person down to their depths. Okay. That's not going to be, then that makes it 2 tragedies. And when the one was much worse. So I feel like you are calling in healing here, but you're trying to say, especially with that full moon coming up at the end of the month, it's here, but it's not here yet. And Queen of Cups is the most love in the entire deck, and you already have 2 of Cups coming your way. So I feel like it's really pertinent. I mean, this could be a lifetime here. 10 of Pentacles. It's going to call for a role reversal of some sort where you make a different choice and don't say, I'm confused. And look at that's the eclipse. This is your Pisces eclipse coming up, starting from the moon all the way down. Pisces eclipse is going to be monumental for you this year, Pisces. Yep. There's your healing. Tempering pain into wisdom. She's going back and forth with communication of the conch shell and also of her history with that nautilus. Go ahead and look up the spiritual meaning of a nautilus. There's so much information on it. I think it might blow you away. Only take with you the knowledge. Okay, temper lead into gold, leave the old lead behind, only take the gold. All right. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, the other is gold. Okay. What are you then moving toward? Where are you going, Pisces, in that Chariot? Where are you going on your soul's journey next, Pisces? And also, Pisces, that eclipse energy on the 28th, that is the end of the whole North Node in Pisces story that started January of 2025 and was wrapping up at the end of July. This is the icing on the cake. This is the little last part to sew. You're going to put the knot in, okay? You're cutting that off. What are you moving toward? Victory right here. What I say. I know it's been a rough 18 months, Pisces. Victory with Yolande. And this is a deeply rooted issue. This is a new start energy here. 7 of Wands, doing the tarot math, that means that your energy is much more grounded. You have boundaries that you've established and you push back on anything that comes toward you. That is not what you want. Okay. This is observational energy. You're finding what's buried underneath the surface here, some little bit of truth. You're wrapping up with the needle. You're putting in the last thread and tying the knot on this lesson, and you're coming out victorious. That's the truth. This is a long, buried truth for you. 11 energy there with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. This is a big month for you too here, Pisces. Wow. And I believe we did just have a new asteroid, Diana, a jockey, spurs on his horses, intent on outdistancing his rivals. That's where the asteroid Diana is right now. Minerva, the school of life, brilliant answers, is in Scorpio, a gold rush, the appetite to experience more abundance and worldly adventures. This feels like a big reading here, Pisces. Okay, I'm glad I got that sorted out at the top. Wanted to make sure what I was feeling there was coming through and making sense for you. I hope it did. This is a big asterisk lesson for you, Pisces. This was not easy, but the victory and the benefit that you're going to get from that, it's like kind of like a whole life change, upgrade, whole life change kind of energy. That felt wonderful. The end. Maybe it didn't feel so good going through it, I'm sure, but we're here to learn. All right, Aries, the fire starter. All right, let me find my fire deck here. Let's go. What's Aries doing here? Oh, I hope you're not being a scaries Aries there with that Seven of Swords. A little bit of vigilante energy there. I forget who we saw that for towards the top of the reads. Aries, your energy is highlighted today because it is going to be opposing, Neptune is going to be opposing Venus and Libra. So something's trying to balance out for you here, Aries. Your Neptune is sitting in the symbol of finding the necessary skills and loyalties to rise to higher levels of consciousness. So that's pretty damn cool. Neptune is in retrograde, so this is going to be an internal thing. All right. So Seven of Pentacles, what are we releasing? We're releasing a waiting energy. This is waiting, like sitting around watching paint to dry. Maybe that's what you feel like. Because I went right to his hand. He's like, "Where's my harvest? I planted these seeds a while ago. Where are they? Where are they?" Like a watched pot never boils. Yeah, a watched pot never boils. We're holding too tightly onto something. We have this certain expectation of outcome that can slow down you have coming to you. So it feels like I'm asking what you're releasing, and this is a card all about hanging on. So is someone hanging on to a dream that you planted with them, but they're kind of hanging on to your bumper here? They're hanging on to your pantaloons, and you're like, nope, closed. Don't know, but there's some passionate communication coming through here. Let me get clarifiers. What's this Seven of Cups driven by the Four of Cups? What is Aries releasing? Something that they already planted. Is this someone hanging on to them, or are they hanging on to their original seeds? Like, I feel like it's the expectation. Well, this is communication that's emotional because it's coming toward the ocean. Maybe communication from your subconscious that it's time to release and let this go. And another deck in my Houston deck that I have, the Eight of Wands, is about being pulled to spirituality, where Neptune is sitting right now for you in that 5 Aries. I feel like this is spiritual downloads here to tell you here. 7, 8, 4. Spiritual download. What's crossing that now? Yeah. Spiritual, like it's stuck. Whatever seed you planted, it's not coming up. Okay. So we're releasing our expectation of this old seed that we were hanging on to and hanging on to. We're getting like this sudden insight here. This is the lesson. Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius and Capricorn. Daddy Saddy, this is this gift trying to come to you, but you got to release this old idea first. Okay. Because you're like, while your eyes are paying attention over here, Spirit's like, hey, look over here though. We got this coming in. Okay. Well, let's keep going. What skills is Aries going to need? Some balance here, some diplomacy. This is karmic justice. This is the reward of letting go and releasing this idea, this seed that you planted, whatever that was. It's 3D energy, guys, because it's pentacles, can literally be 100,000 things. But only you know what from the outside was kind of hanging on to you, hanging on to your coattails, whether it be, it could be a job of like, well, we don't want to let them go because they're a really good worker. It can be a partner because you're the one here with all the ideas, or you're the one with the ideas to generate income. And skills that you're developing your spiritual skills, allowing messages to get to you quickly about what needs to be successfully completed so you can get this reward of karmic justice here from Daddy Saddy. Saturn is also in your sign, discovering the importance and joy of sanctifying life itself, looking towards the positive. It's not always down on the ground. It's not always about what you planted. Sometimes it just feels like a spiritual breakthrough here, Aries. Driving your skill set here is King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So Venus, while it is in Libra. Now, if you're an Aries rising, that's going to be hitting your 7th house of one-to-one relationships. So that could be what's successfully completing a cycle here for you right now. We have double Venus energy, Libra and Taurus. What you're healing, I feel like the universe is bringing you this because you're kicking this habit, you're kicking off this person that's been hanging on to your energy. You're listening to your higher self, and then that's when karmic justice comes in. Daddy Saddy's bringing you a reward here. Okay, and this could have been out over a long period of time. The wheel of fate can finally turn, but it had to kick something out that you were holding on to. It just could be a million things there, Aries, because it's Pentacles. Time, money, energy, resources, effort. Maybe you stop putting effort into something, you stop giving it your energy. Okay, what is Aries healing here? More 3D energy. You're healing, letting go of that old seed, and you're like, okay, I planted a seed once. There's plenty of seeds that I can plant. And I just heard winning. You're healing that maybe what you thought, it's the expectation of the outcome. There are different ways to win. There are different perspectives that you can now see, oh, okay, this is also winning. It wasn't just that expectation of how it was exactly supposed to turn out. There's your power card, Aries. That can be a bit of stubbornness of it's this thing, but it looks like stepping into that Emperor energy, the karmic justice coming through here for you. You're learning how to more easily release, because not all the seeds you plant are going to turn out exactly the way that you want them to. When we have expectation of outcome, that's when the universe gets slowed down because we get in our own way. Now, what's driving what you're healing here? I mean, Aries is all about the pentacles today with Venus and Libra. That would be Nine of Pentacles, moving towards independence, already super independent, pre-Emperor energy, already super independent. Now here's that vigilante energy and the greens. It's for the best and highest good of everyone if you're working on something new and not what the expectation of this old thing was, Aries. And then while you're not looking, hello, lover. Okay, maybe a horse that wasn't moving before has been deployed by the king here to deploy his Knight of Cups. Maybe because you started diverting your attention instead of waiting around for this thing that you expected. I talked about that earlier. If we just wait around for the thing we're expecting, we slow it down from coming. So we got to keep ourselves busy. We got to keep energy flowing. You got to go out and just have your joy anyway. But if this is a person around you, here comes that person too, because they're matching your frequency, because you're stepping and you're reaching for a new coin, or you're releasing expectation of the way that it should be in the past. Boy, it sounded like you're a water sign today, Aries. You are usually more straightforward, probably because Neptune is trining the growth of Pluto right now. Okay, or excuse me, opposing. All right, what you're calling in, the effort stick. You are doing something new here. 8 of Wands plus 1 is a 9 Wands. You're almost there. What are you calling in? You're almost there. And you just got this ending that's around you has to be finalized. You have to finalize something first here, Aries, before you can take off into the new leap of faith. There's definitely some Venus energy here. We got double Venus here. Skills to develop are listening to spirit, understanding when you need to complete a cycle. You're calling that way. You can call in karmic justice. You're calling in love here, but it does feel a little past lifey here. But before you can take this leap, there's some kind of a truth about an ending that either needs to be told to this person. Especially was this somebody non-committal in the past because they were just like, I gotta work, 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 and even though I have my love cup, my horse isn't moving. It was like maybe they expected you to just feel great in their presence that they were there and not that they weren't doing anything towards the relationship, because their environmental energy is focused on very much the 3D, and you're more in your little like Page of Wands energy, like I'm raring to go here, but that's only when you were open to taking leadership on. I just gotta put a new coin in the ground. I'm gonna stop trying to watch water boil. A watch pot never boils. This is something that wasn't coming through or was hanging on to your energy. It could be this person here. They're like, I also want to take a leap of faith, but I don't want to put any work in. Is this like somebody, is this partner energy, Aries, of somebody that pretends to be single when they're not with you? Could be divorcee energy, especially with justice, and I'm getting the long-term committed partnership there. Yeah, they're hiding something from you, Aries. I don't like that. What is this person in the, and normally I won't pull on the environment because this is for you. What is this? Venus. This is about love. Someone gold. I told you, someone fiddle dicking around. They're like going, yeah, yeah, I totally want to still be married. I still want to totally be in this long-term commitment. Meanwhile, they're already like planning an ending perhaps and kicking off like they're divorced or like they are in a position to take on you. I sure hope not. Aries ain't gonna be playing with that. I know that much. Let me get some advice for you. Well, what will Aries do? What are you moving towards here? Man, Aries, you are all over the damn place. Are you trying to hold on to an old dream while making a new one at the same time? What are you moving towards? You're moving into a whole lot of trouble if that's the case. What to do, what to do. You got to pick a side, babe. This is an old pattern. Maybe it's like keeping 2 feet, 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the new over here. And it's like this person either picked up on it or is a mirror for you because they're doing that to show you, hey, this isn't cool. You find out they've got their toe dipped in 2 different waters. They're going back and forth, saying they want a relationship, and at the same time, but then when they're out, say they're single. So if you've done that in the past ever, that might be a lesson coming around for you here. Observing Page of Swords, Devil, like to say focus on the new. Like if you keep dipping your feet in both worlds here, Aries, I don't see it turning out well. You gotta pick a side, babe, because you're attracting either this person would be getting ready to do that or you just don't know it yet. That might be the karma here of this long-term partnership. Let me get some advice for you. You're going to have to look up the card so that you can see if this is financial for you. There's a shit ton of pentacles. This is 3D reality. It feels like you're confused, Aries, because I'm certainly like, what in the French toast? You got a couple different storylines running at the same time. You got too many tabs open, Aries. Hey, synthesize soul. So yes, I did say hello. There's the judgment card at 20 energy. Okay, so imagine, and this is Hermit energy tethered to a new beginning, which we see over here in the future, but it's like you still got your 1 foot in the past, Aries. And then to kind of help you along with that lesson of successfully completing this cycle so you can get the gifty or the reward, you can get this spiritual integration to raise. See, again, on an environmental energy leap of faith, I think to make this judgment call or to kind of karmic balance might be someone also got their foot in each world. And then when we see how much that hurts, right, we can help learn that lesson and be done with it. So this is about a judgment, karmic balance, and a new leap of faith here. And you're poised and ready. It's time to let go of the old one because you can't have a foot stuck in yesterday and a foot stuck in the future because then you're just pissing all over today. Okay. And I say that in the nicest way possible. Woo! It gave me a run for my money on that one, Aries. Boy, oh boy. Usually leave it up to the water signs to do that. Next up, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, you're usually pretty straightforward, so give me a break here today. Ah, no hanging on to the old while we're hanging on to the new or trying to put our foot in something new. All right, Taurus, the bombshell, Venus energies. Venus is in Libra, your co-sign that is ruled by Venus. If you are a Taurus rising, that's going to be hitting your sixth house of daily life. So talk about daily life here. Page of Pentacles. Got incoming messages coming in, possibly about some curtain being pulled back. And that might be happening in your daily life here. Just your everyday checks and balances, what we do all the time. Basically, our daily Six of Pentacles. I did see a King of Cups there. All right. Taurus. What is Taurus ready to release this month? Taurus, you've got Chiron the healer in retrograde. Still going to be in that first symbol, expressing spontaneous authenticity through September. Then it retrogrades into Aries. Speaking of Aries, okay, there's the tower there. So what are you releasing here? King of Wands in the time of Leo. Mars is in Gemini right now in a test. And that is about evaluating standards in order to that express the values we feel so that we can create principles that define who we are. So it looks like Taurus, you're releasing something that you very much wanted at one point. Okay. There's victory around you. It was a long time to get here. Here's the student being ready for the teacher. There's a shock. Maybe Taurus, you're like, what's that saying about can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I feel like you're surprised that you're learning a new trick here. Instead of always being the teacher, maybe you get to be the student for once. Okay, you're learning how to let go. I know Taurians don't. They're a fixed earth. That's like double. I'm keeping what I got, and I'll double down on it if I need to. Maybe you're having the strength this month to let it go here, Taurus. Something you very much wanted, or your maybe even just your idea of what victory and love is all about. Person around you, maybe you thought they would never be learning. Okay, what else? Yeah, person around you could be holding on to the old. Once again, prisoner of our mind, not being able to get out of our head or be able to make these changes. But you got diplomacy coming. Okay, moving from a King of Wands energy, also a fixed sign. So maybe we're moving out of a little bit of stubbornness. That Venus is going to make you feel a little bit more gentle. Things might feel a little more easy in your daily life. Let's look at skills you're developing here, Taurus. See it, I want it, it's mine. This victory. But I feel like what you're shocked about is that the victory is in you get to learn something for once. You're not having to be the teacher here. Okay. Skills to support your aptitude for learning. Five of Cups, skills you need to develop. Stop focusing on regrets of the past or anything that doesn't work out. Focus on the Two Cups of Balance because there's something here, skills to develop. It's like you let the past come in and drag you down, or the past is so strong because it's so what you've always done. I don't want to change, fixed earth. And then when we don't truly learn that lesson, we're going to keep getting it over and over again until the universe gives us in tower and says, oh, you're going to learn today. Now we're doing the 180. What's this Five of Cups? Okay, in your head about what if. Okay, so the skills you're developing is focusing on the what if something does go right. Woo! big ear squeeze, and not focusing on what if it goes wrong. This is all in your own mind here. So we hang on to the old out of safety. We feel like it's safety, but it's not, because then the tower gets going to push you out of it anyway. This is a needed change. I do feel like it surprises you. This person comes along, this collaborator, this teacher, and you see something from a whole new perspective, because the 180 of the Hanged Man is about the 5 of Cups person not focusing on the broken cups, but doing a 180 to get to the castle with the 2 cups of balance. Okay, so those are the skills you're developing. What are you healing here? New, anything new? Don't like new, Ange. I don't know if you have much choice, though. Today is the time of this reading is Magician energy. It's a Path of Power day. All 4 aces of potential. What you're healing is a lack mindset and being afraid of, but what if it doesn't work out? This is like letting go of the stinking thinking. You're being more open to new here. Good for you, Taurus. Being more open to new and not being so like, I can't focus on just being afraid of what could happen that's bad. I got to focus on, but what about what I can manifest as new? And see, she's leaving that old castle that's just outside of you here in this card, but she's hiding in a cave going, I don't want to know. Okay, so you're healing your fear of new starts here. We're manifesting what we expect to be coming in as some new communication. This is like a new zest, not being so afraid of something new. Okay. What are you calling in then? What's going on for Taurus? What are you calling in during the time of Venus and Libra? More emotional energy. So that would be opposing you on the other side of the axis would be Scorpio energy, who is a little more open to change, even though they're also a fixed sign. So what you're calling in here is being able to move, the ability to move forward, even under the moon, when I'm not really sure what's on the other side. Because in this deck, we're not sure what kind of animals those are. We're not sure if this reflection is the moon. We're not sure if that is the moon. So what you're calling in is the ability to move forward, even if you're fearful. Okay, you've learned, you've done this enough times here. The Hermit, nighttime energy. Maybe you've been through it, Taurus. A lot of nighttime energies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6. And then we've got cave. Learned a lot of lessons about balance and love and what you want wants you, and how that 2 of Cups, we learn to do the 180 and face the 2 of Cups and walk across the bridge toward a new castle, even if we don't know how it's going to turn out. Is Taurus actually moving willingly towards change? Let's see. What does that mean? What you're moving towards then? Calling in the ability to move forward, even if you don't know where you're going. You're basing it on an experience. You can see, even though it's dark at night, you're like, I can't see, but I still just got to keep on moving. Now, what you're moving toward is being spoiled for choice, or moving toward having to pick from multiple options, pick from even an option that has been Crocodile Dundee here. So you are moving toward new options, perhaps in love, new emotional options. And instead of being immediately scared, this is a big old Mars lesson right now. I feel like these options are opening up sooner than later. And once you go ahead and let one of these cups that was the old energy, maybe what you were afraid to leave behind. Once that is done, you can refocus on your actual hopes, wishes, and dreams here. This is like letting go, very similar to the last Earth. Was that Capricorn? No, that was Aries. So take a note from Aries here, Taurus, because it was like, but I want this thing that I planted. But when we let go of that thing, or what the idea of it was, where we feel like we had victory, that's not where the lesson is anymore. That's not where the growth is moving forward. Okay, so what we're moving toward is having more options to us, one of them being something that was already over. But do you want to step into a new dream? Or do you want to give this thing that you were messing with that's 10 of swords to before? You can still choose that. But I think that should be the ending here. That's longtime partner energy. And then the Wheel of Fortune opens up. It looks like you're moving towards independence here. Okay. If that option's never been available to you before, that might be opening to you now for the first time in a long time. Taurus, I feel like you're loosening up the old sphincter there. Are you getting easier, Taurus? Okay. I know you're tenacious and loyal here, but if it's tenacity to go down the wrong path, you don't want to be doing that. Or an old path here, that's certainly among the options. You can stay doing what you're doing if it didn't feel very good, but you are calling in extra options. I would say just be ready to take it when it comes, because it's option for independence is coming. You got to be willing to get on the bridge to the new life, even though you don't know where that goes. You know it's not going to go to this old thing. Okay. All right, going the distance. I think that was the first card out for Leo. You're almost there. You might feel like I'm only halfway there, but this is telling me you already have plenty of experience in the dark, Taurus. I think you need to give yourself more credit here, okay? To be fair, give yourself more credit. Justice energy could be the ending of one and starting the whole new relationship. Or like I said, you can most certainly go back to that old cup as part of the 7 cups, but you're calling in other options. So if you call in other options and they get here, are you going to be willing to go toward it? All right. Check out these energies. Just type in the name, go the distance, and to be fair, followed by wisdom of the oracle. And that'll give you either a financial message. You can choose that, the general, a love message. It feels like finances combined with love and getting up in your head here. All right, Taurus. And Gemini, then Cancer. Gemini, then Cancer. All right, Gemini, you got a big day happening here through the next day after this reading, because Mars is in its anaretic testing degree right now. I don't want Earth. So that means we are having a test in the symbol of bathing beauties. Okay, bathing beauties. Why do I keep grabbing the wrong deck? Gemini, are you fluttering to the wrong decks? And maybe that's the test. Evaluating standards in order to express the values we feel are important enough to create principles that define who we are. out of curiosity that define who we are. There's one of Gemini's power cards there, and does happen to be the power day of power. Red root day is all about all four aces of potential, Mercury communication energy. What are you releasing here, Gemini? Releasing a lack mindset, opening yourself up. So this is a 5 of change. This could be what this test is doing for you. Like, that's not a good enough standard. It's not meeting my standards, so I can more easily let that go or leave it out in the cold. And another 5, what I say. Someone around you effed around and found out. Maybe you found out about something about why you're releasing, trying to still figure out why this person left you out in the cold, but someone around you's been maybe a little secretive here, and they are not happy that you're deciding to leave them behind, especially if you find out their secret here. Maybe they were dealing with someone in their past, and you felt like you were like, oh, that's why I haven't heard from you, or that's why, I feel like that there's been secrets here. That's why there was this illusion. Certainly not happy about it. Okay, well, if you're releasing that lack mindset, you're releasing this person, you're releasing their secrets, or maybe you're just releasing a person of the past yourself that you were confused about. And a 5 and a 5 is a 10 of the wheel and fortune, the second energy of today, along with the magician. Well, let's see what skills you're developing during Venus in Libra. What skills is Gemini developing during Libra's Venus and Libra? If you are a rising Gemini, then Libra is going to be hitting your 5th house of creativity, romance, and pleasure. Okay, you're making a different choice, Gemini. So I feel like this test here is going to bode well for you. The ending of Mars being in your sign. You're like, that's just not my standard anymore. I don't give to things that are confusing, because I know that an I don't know means no. 2 of Wands. I talked earlier about Gemini getting a bad rap for changing their mind a lot, but this is learning to stay secure into what is just the facts. This is something new. You understand here, look at this, like now this character's in the red energy. And then now we have to put our action where our mouth is. So if you said you're letting this go, you're changing, you're letting go of the person who kept you confused. Yeah, you learn the lesson of discernment here, the Hierophant energy. That's the test, evaluating standards. And what you're changing is your, like, how you value. Like, does this help define who I am in a positive way? Or is this pulling me down? You got 3 5s already on the board out of 6 cards. Wow. Okay. Lots of change. Learn a lesson on what drives your highest happiness. So look at these two. I'll let you get kind of your own perception here, but look at how both of the energies are looking. One's looking at a skull, one is looking at what they're really wanting, the person really in their sun of happiness. Making a different choice towards someone who is has a more learned way. They can see in the dark. Venus energy, the Hierophant 5 of Taurus, Sun, Leo. It's a lot of fixed energies here. Okay. And maybe here too, Gemini, are you like, is there a poly pissy pants around you? It feels like this person, even though like if it's a beautiful freaking day outside, they're gonna find something to bitch about. Is this a negative Nelly, Gemini? What's going on? Is that up to your standard? Is that fair to you? Mm-mm. I feel like this is you choosing your sun because you're like, no matter what I do, if I give this person the sun, if I show them how I can see in the dark, good leadership, I, and they're still not happy, yeah, they still are they're falling into their old patterns of emotional unhappiness. There's not a thing you can do for this person here, Gemini. They got to learn that lesson. You're in charge here. The skill that you need to learn is when to make a different choice. And it's not the one that you've made before. Okay. I feel like this, you've already had a lesson with this person here. This is just somebody that's just not happy. Well, if the sun is shining, it's a little too bright. Like they complain, do they look gift horses in the mouth? Do they, what's the deal with horses today? This is like someone that would bitch and moan if someone just like if they found $100 bill on the sidewalk, then this person would complain. I don't know why that's coming in, but it just feels like they're poly pissy pants. Okay. And I think take action to move away from poly pissy pants because nothing you can do, same plus same equals same, no matter how happy or what you give them or what you teach them. You can't teach someone to be happy, especially if they're relying on you for their happiness. That's even worse. Okay, let's move it on here, Gemini. What are you healing then? What are you healing? Eclipse energy. This is the Leo eclipse on the 12th. You are healing, just struggling. You're healing, fighting a losing battle. Nothing you can do is going to make this is a person who just decides that they're not happy, period, no matter. I mean, it's not up to you. You can't, the more you struggle, the more you try to show, hey, look, I can make you happy, the more this person's going to squeeze on your energy and hold you back from your own growth. I feel like this was one of the strongest energies of relationship here. But I think that's also probably because Mars is in its anaretic testing degree in your sign right now, Gemini. You got this is the test. Here's another 5 of change. This person would cut off their nose to spite their face. It does not matter. It does not matter. You can give them the world. They're still going to fight you on it. They're still going to cut off their own nose to spite their face, despite how many new chances at passion you try to reignite this with. Empress, 9 of Cups, Queen of Swords. They're gonna find something shitty to say about wish fulfillment and about Empress energy. I don't feel like surrendering. I don't want to unlock my own. They want you to, they are counting on, this is a person counting on you for their happiness. That's what it feels like here, Gemini. Okay. So I think you're healing, struggling to make this person happy because this person just, that's just not their personality. They're always going to think the worst. That's correct. That's just their personality. They're always going to think the worst. That is what they need to heal. Temperance. That is their pain to turn into wisdom, not yours. Okay. They could have all that's nurturing everywhere around them. They could have everything good, and they're still going to see the tower part of it. They're still going to see what they lost and not what they gained. I'm not trying to make this about another person here. This person's been put in your path purposely, might be a Scorpio, don't have to be, purposely for you to make this judgment call. There is literally nothing left for you to grab. See how these roots kind of resemble these veins? She could be flying. She's got wings. This person's like, I got wings. And they complain about their ability, they have the capability of flying, but they choose to walk. That's like a metaphor for who is this, Gemini? Polypissapanceruni, for sure. God, they're like the yeah but person. Okay, you got it. They're here so that you can make the judgment call to walk away, so that you can actually have someone deserving that actually chooses to come to you. I feel like you chased another person, you tried to make them happy, and no matter what you freaking do, that's just the lesson that they need to learn. They would cut off their nose to spite the face. They would stab their own damn selves in the back if it meant being able to hang on to the way that they want to be. Very stubborn energy here in your environment, Gemini. You're more going with the flow, but I think you've fallen all over yourself here trying to make this person happy. But that's your lesson. Okay. You cannot make somebody else happy who is not happy within their own self. You can't do it. They need to learn how to pour into them, and you need to learn to have relationships that are willing to pour into you. Okay. Well, what are you moving toward then, Gemini? Inquiring minds want to know here. What's after this? Give me more on this 2 cups, a person that's choosing to match your energy. But it all starts with your different choice of not continuing to try to, I don't even have a saying for that one. Put a square peg in a round hole is about all I got. Where are you going? What is Gemini moving toward then if they pass this anaretic test with Mars in their sign through Tuesday or through the day? Anytime you hear this reading, especially if you're Gemini energy, this is cyclical. So this could be. So what are you moving towards? Ending it. Good. Thank gravy. It's not that it's not going to hurt, but that's the only way you get to the Ace of Swords of your own truth. Because this person around you, you're the one dressed not as fancy as them. Oh, but they'll take and suck off your teat. And not in the fun way. Like, you're ending this. So what are you moving toward? Checking the fine print, not giving to people who will just sit and take your energy, even though they have. You try to offer them sunshine and they're blind to it. Okay, it's just repeating all over the place here. It's going to take them a lot of time here they need to go on their own journey, honey. Gemini, this is not anything you can do about it. How can Gemini end this? Or your own new leap of faith, crossed by justice. That might be a divorce or an ending of a long-term situation. Guys, this is only if this is a poly pissy pants in your life. That's coming through. It might only be for a few people. It might just be this really tough anaretic degree of this impending change. And Gemini, you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a way that you haven't taken before, which is away from this energy. They're going to keep taking from you, hun. They're going to keep taking from you. Yep. And there's, again, it might be House of Secrets, Scorpio energy. Transformation's trying to come here for you, babes. That's a big old, that feels like a karmic lesson. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means your soul's decided to learn this lesson together. And sometimes that comes in the form of people being ick days to us so that we stand up for ourselves and make a different choice. All right. And advice for Gemini, please. Advice for this anaretic test of our action of our Emperor energies. Is this a good, are these values the same thing you hold dear? You're telling me no. It's this person is highly affecting your energy. I don't know who they are to you. I'm not seeing anything lovey-dovey. I'm only seeing the lovey-dovey trying to come your way once you let go of the creepy cruddy. What'd I say? And reverse, truth be told. Okay, we had all those fives. And then underneath that, higher power. There's that emperor energy, right? You have to, it's Mars. Truth be told, the 14 energy of this, or where'd it go? Temperance, right here. 14 energy here. Truth be told, 14 card, another 5. Do we have all the 5s? 1, 2, 3. We had well, there's the Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, and the only thing we didn't have was the 5 of Cups. So it's the thing missing is for you to do the 180. That's spilt milk that can't be unspilt there, Gemini. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, the Y card, and that is a 31. So we got the palindrome of the 1331 here. Yeah, and this is a dead end in here, somebody that's in your 10 of Cups. Okay. It's time to clean house, Gemini, unfortunately. Look up that truth be told, that mask of theirs. That's their work, not yours, babe. Truth be told, protection message followed by wisdom of the oracle. I hope that helps. That looks like not very much fun to me, Gemini. That could be for the Gemini portions of your chart. So if that's in your second house, that could be someone at work, just getting on the last damn nerve. Somebody that's like a curmudgeon energy, always complaining, right? No matter how good things are. You guys still hear me okay? No, please. Thank you. Okay, we finishing up. I haven't done all signs for a while. Thank you so much for your support and being here. You'd probably get timestamps done a lot quicker than I would, so please feel free to help out there. All right, Cancer. Cancerian energies. Okay. We got nothing. No asteroids right now. No, hopefully that means Cancer energy is getting a little bit of a break. Got a couple asteroids in Pisces and Scorpio. But other than that, looks like you focusing on you here with your power court card. There's that Pisces energy, letting a sleeping giant of some kind lie. Cancer, what is Cancer really to release this month? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Cancers. If you are a Cancer rising, then that Libra energy is going to be hitting your 4th house of home and foundation. Okay, what you're releasing, Cancer, maybe, I forgot who got that energy, possibly Scorpio. I think it was Scorpio. Same placement, releasing, Cancer, of doing everything on your own. Maybe you're learning to delegate. Okay, instead of carrying the load, maybe you're learning to delegate. Crossing you or driving this delegation of energy is manifesting here a little bit differently. This is giving me the vibes of working smarter, not harder, Cancer. Working smart or releasing the need to work hard. Like we can streamline some things. We can ask for some help. We can use manifesting energy. We can really look at where we're putting our energy towards, really examining that. And also looking at, have we been kind of waiting or releasing some manifestation? We planted some seed a long time ago and we're like, okay, next, thank you, next. Give me more on is this a work harder or work smarter, not harder thing for Cancer? What is Cancer releasing specifically here in this Eight of Pentacles? Okay. Some deeply buried truth, some like way of doing things. What? Okay. I was going to say, what don't you see with this eclipse energy? There's some kind of long buried truth about to be revealed here. So this could be, let's see if there's what's driving that. The Fool, the new leap of faith. So Leo eclipse is about new beginnings. The Pisces eclipse on the 28th is activating themes of release. So I think you're learning the new beginning here is, I already said it, learning how to work harder, not smarter, not harder, doing something a completely different way so that you have more ease and flow. You're not doing everything alone. Okay. Well, what else they want you to know? Oh, they want me to keep out the Hanged Man energy. Okay. Yeah, you're ending successfully, completing a lot of Pisces here. Let's look at what skills you need to develop here, Cancer, to support you while Venus is in Libra. What skills are you developing during the time that Venus is in Libra? Picking up the pace on some things. Famously, Knight of Wands energy can be there for a good time, not a long time. Not like if something's not working, like, okay, on to the next. Not getting so clocked in or so connected to the certain ways you're doing something. This feels like it's, again, with that Venus and Libra, is going to be changing up your foundation, your way you feel secure. Could be something in the home. Are you manifesting a new house here? Maybe you're releasing and letting go of one home and ready to move. The house of long distance travel. Okay. And maybe you're moving because what skills you're learning to develop is let go of Five of Pentacles energy. Focus on the excitement of where you do want to go. And not that lack mindset. Yeah. We're letting the ending happen here. We're releasing and letting go. You're ready for some new here. Skills you can develop is just being a ready Eddie or a ready Edith on the go. Be ready to move, Cancer. Be ready to move. All right. Well, what is Cancer healing? Be ready to move. I was still talking about that. Yeah. So I already had the endings with that Ten of Swords. Be ready to move. What is Cancer healing? King of Cups. King of Cups doesn't say much. Okay, so King of Cups is very emotionally intelligent. He doesn't have to say a lot because his actions show his depth, his kindness, his understanding. So this is, you're healing a diplomacy energy. You're healing your heart so you can tap back into your intuition. Now, in this deck, there's fish all around. Some decks do depict the King of Cups as Pisces. I see it as Scorpio, just because that's the way I've always seen it. So for me, it's still Scorpio energy. You're healing perhaps secrets in that 8th house of Scorpio, or deep pain, especially like with that Five of Pentacles. That could be an abandonment wound. Yeah, you're healing your heart here, possibly from abandonment wound, Cancer. And if, like I said, if you're a Cancer rising, that puts Venus in your fifth house of creativity, romance, and pleasure. Or is it depending on the house of home here? Let me double check. Well, it's in my, it depends if you're looking at whole house sign system is going to be in your fourth, but you may have like a late placement that puts this in your fifth house. But I feel like what you're healing here, Cancer, is you're voicing your heart. Voice allowing passion to come back in, this new spark of passion. Okay. I feel like you're getting ready to speak up after a long time. Here comes your victory. Maybe speak up over regarding boundaries in your home or foundation or boundaries in romance. Okay. What is Cancer calling in? What are you calling in? Two aces so far. What are you calling in? Got truth and passion. This is this fire air axis. What are you calling in? All I'm like, we only got two aces. Well, here's all four aces. You're like, I want all the aces. You're calling in this new start. We see it all over the place. And that is in a surrounding of four cups. So that would be, why shouldn't I move? Why shouldn't I travel? Because what's going on right now, what I'm calling in is a new start and not one that includes emotional dissatisfaction. I think you do see that the cups here. Seven of Swords, taking what's needed. And look at that. Here comes in the 3D and the Chariot. Okay. Change of role reversal here. This is life's about to change up here for you. You got a new start, Cancer. I like that. And then finally, what are you moving toward? Where are you going in that Cancer, in that Chariot? You're gaining some new strength here. You're unleashing your High Priestess of the Sea. And if you're healing your King of Cups energy, that's tuning back in and getting back in tune with your High Priestess of the Sea, your intuition, your third eye. Well, we got some Leo hotness and some Leo hotness here, Cancer. By you unleashing this beast, you got a sexy beast coming towards you. They might be super tempting, but I don't feel like it'll be an old lesson because you've already learned that. You're like new start or bust. And with your intuition like on high alert, you've already learned these patterns. So I'm not worried about you, Cancer. You got new collaboration coming. You're just switchy, changey, rearranging all over the place. I like it. Okay. What's advice for Cancer here? That felt pretty nice, Cancer energy. That felt real nice. Getting a little break in the sky with planets not being in a stallion there anymore. Okay. I like Cancer's energy for this Leo new moon, this eclipse. Okay, so if it's felt like a never-ending story, you are getting the strength to clip up out of that. You're unleashing your beast here. And here's the timer. 37 would be a 10. In my write-up today, I talk about the double wheel of fortune energy. And yep, where are you going? Where's that Chariot taking you? Milk and honey, baby. Okay, and Chariot energy, as I just said, that's a 7 card to the sea. You're not looking in the rear view mirror anymore. She's facing forward. You're heading north, which is to new. Okay, you're heading to new here, Cancer. This old boring story's wrapping up. You got this new start. You're like, ugh, I know it's not going to change. I'm going toward my milk and honey. Beautiful. Think we needed that cosmic break in the sky, guys. All right. So check out those messages here. Cancer, never ending story. Yeah, I think the test will come back around. Okay. But I think you've learned the test. You're not going to do this repeat. You're not doing Pete and repeat, Cancer. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me for this reading. I appreciate you so much. And I will catch you on Thursday night for date night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come with your questions ready, where we'll roll dice and you could win a free reading every Thursday night for subscriber date night. I'll peace out for now and I will see you then. Bye bye.